Hey, what's going on, guys? So a couple of years ago, you may recall a video where I was in Costa Rica and I toured a reptile zoo called Reptilandia. Well, Kessel Dwyer, who's been a longtime friend of mine, built that zoo, and he sold that zoo recently and opened up a brand new one right here in Texas. We are just west of Austin, Texas here, and this is the brand new zoo, Reptilandia. So Kessel is going to take us on a private cage-by-cage tour of his brand new reptile zoo, and I'm going to get you guys up close and personal with some of the most amazing reptiles that Reptilandia has to offer. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my Reptile Adventures. Kessel.
How are you?
Good. It has been a while. I missed you when we were in Costa Rica touring Reptilandia.
Yeah, I was up here. I was putting this place together.
Right, but if you've been watching the channel for a while, you remember Kessel from the New Caledonia trip.
Right.
And getting hit by a door.
Yeah, getting hit by a door.
So this is the brand new Reptilandia here in Texas, and this is 6 months old.
We've been open to the public since Labor Day.
And you're greeted by a reptile museum.
And a gift shop here.
And the gift shop. But you walk over here and we've got
This is the nursery. This is some of the stuff that we've produced here. We work with a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't like to work with that I think are great. Like, for example, Neurodia. Neurodia are a very rewarding snake to work with if you set them up right. Right here, there is a Malagasy diving skink that was born here a few months ago.
I missed seeing these in Madagascar.
Yeah, it's a very interesting species because they're in the process of evolving from an egg layer into a live bearer. They have eggs that hatch after about anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks. Now we're headed into the tropical building.
At Dubia.com, all the roaches are raised in-house in sterile conditions and then packed and shipped on-site directly to you. For all your Dubia needs, order today at Dubia.com or see the link in the description below.
The first thing you see is the New Guinea River exhibit, where we have Correticellis, fly river turtles. When we go upstairs, you'll see that this unit is set up so the turtles can go about 80 feet back for a nesting area, because a lot of tropical turtle species like to get far from the water.
Yeah.
Because there's such fluctuation in the river levels in the tropics.
God, you thought of everything in here. But look at this. So you've got these really awesome staircases in here. Now I've got a camera light on just to kind of illuminate it in here, but there really aren't lights in here.
No, all the lights are in the cages because it's, the idea is like a movie theater. You want to draw the attention to the animals. You know, I don't want people looking at the floors or the ceiling.
Or each other.
Or each other, yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this isn't a nightclub. This here is a mangrove, or a riverside, like a Thai Asian riverside exhibit. We have Trimerceros purpurmaculatus up here. And mangrove pit vipers, which are, in their ecology, they're like an Asian cottonmouth.
So it's hard to get the scope of just how amazingly huge this place is.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. You know, when I laid it out, it's like a labyrinth. So you walk and keep walking and turn a corner and there's stuff, and then you turn another corner. Which is what we're going to do right now. This is an anaconda setup. The anaconda herself is back there.
I love how you even have natural tannin in the water.
Right. Not only does that look good, that's very healthy for the skin of a lot of reptiles, and it keeps the skin fungus down naturally. It's a natural antiseptic. It's a natural cleanser. You know, part of the layout here is we have some cages that are high up off the ground. Such as this bank of cages that has 3 different types of Caribbean boas. We have Cuban boas here, Hispaniola boas, and Bahamian boas in that. So when people come in, the idea is, you know, you're gonna have to look up in the trees to take you into the jungle. What you're looking at here, this is a setup for Cuban cave animals. The species is Anolis barchi, and this is the only animal that I'm aware of that does not have a dewlap, because they live in caves and, you know, there's no
reason for it.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
Oh, and you got an axolotl
Yeah,
down
we have
there?
some axolotls in here. We kind of cheated a little bit here because it's, axolotls don't live in caves.
Right.
But they look like something that would
Yeah,
live in a
right.
cave. So this is a Australian streamside exhibit. We have Mertens monitors in here and Australian water dragons.
Love those guys.
This is one of the cages that goes up 2 stories. The height on this cage is about 40 feet, so these guys can climb way, way up if they like. This big exhibit here, this is for scrub pythons.
How many you got up there? I see 3?
There's 3.
3, yeah.
It's a very underrated species,
I
in my
agree.
opinion.
I agree. 5th largest snake in the world.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. It is a maze. So it goes all the way back there,
Yeah.
loops that way. So we're going to see that in a second.
Yeah, we'll double back to that. There's some a Trimerceris albolabris. I'll open this up.
Oh,
for the
yeah. Let's
cages
see
full.
this.
I'm not one of those people who's into morphs at all or albinos, but this is a nice snake. I mean, this looks almost natural.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a fairly common viper from Southeast Asia.
Yeah. The albino is, that thing glows in the dark.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's nice. I mean, normally albinos don't speak to me, but that snake is a special one. Okay, this here is a West African riverside exhibit. There's some helmeted turtles in here as well. There's a Nile softshell, and there is a female dwarf croc.
When you go to Southeast Asia, you're going to see tree lizards called colodis. They're
Bloodsuckers, they call them.
the
sometimes.
bloodsuckers, right. And India has the nicest ones, and this is colodis with a bright red head.
We have these in a mixed species exhibit with tentacled snakes. They don't get in each other's way, so we've had no problems here so far. This species is rough on the females, so we have a pair, but we have to pull a female from time to time when he gets rough with her.
All right, moving on from the coolest snake you got, the tentacled snake.
And this is one of the cooler lizards that we have here.
Oh, yeah.
This is Shinosaurus crocodilis. These are from China and Vietnam. It's a mountain stream species.
I want to go find these.
Here, this is an undescribed species of cantil.
Oh, my God.
He's going into a shed. This is from Guatemala and Mexico.
I love cantils.
Yeah, me too. They're very...
I like them better than cottonmouths and copperheads.
Yeah, same. So down here we have a Crotalus basiliscus that was born here.
Oh, wow.
Something interesting, this animal's brother or sister had a brother or sister that was born with 2 heads.
Really?
We have that preserved up in the collection.
Didn't survive.
No, it survived for a couple of hours.
Oh, bummer.
In this exhibit, these are Hog Island boas.
So let's talk about the Hog Island boas for a second. There used to be hundreds of boas taken off that island.
Right.
There's a lot of people that say that the island is now devoid of boas.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
that's
think
not,
that
that's
is. Yeah.
absolutely not true. I know the exporters in Honduras who were responsible for collecting them in the 80s and 90s. And, the numbers that they told me that they were getting was staggering. I mean,
Right.
almost hard to believe.
Right.
A couple hundred a week.
Because that island isn't very big.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a couple hundred a week for months and months and months, and it's hard to believe they could have survived that.
Yeah.
So I mean, they definitely did get depleted, but then when Honduras shut down and the market was flooded, they left them alone, and they bounced back. That could have been a lot more tragic of a story than it ended up being.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't end the way that everybody thinks that it
Yeah.
did.
Something interesting about this species is that Hog Island it's fairly close to the mainland, and these are very distinct from the mainland boas, as everyone knows. It's a small, pale bird eater. They shrink and they become pale because of their diet. They're not obligated to eat birds. Okay, moving on. This is a Malagasy exhibit. We have radiated tortoises in here, and we have some plated lizards. This, to me, is a very underrated lizard that's always been one of my favorites. This is the only semi-aquatic member of their family. They're not graceful swimmers like some of the other aquatic lizards that we have, but they're definitely capable in the water. Now, cutting this way, this is a setup for Bell's phase lace monitors.
My faves.
Yes, this is arguably one of the most beautiful monitor lizards in the world. These guys are breeding now, so that's hence the next nest box. The male is a good deal bigger than the female. She is upstairs. We'll see her later on.
Wow, look at that. It goes all the way up to the 2nd floor, and then you can go up there and see the canopy.
Over here, this is a West African streamside. These are some plated lizards. We have those in here. We have a pair of rock pythons.
Oh, yeah.
The female, she's coming out of the water. This is the most active large python that I've ever worked with. I mean, large pythons have never really been my thing, but these guys are very active. Some populations can be described as aquatic. They're also capable of living in all types of different habitats. And this here has always been one of my favorite lizards. The Solomon Island tree skink, or Carusha, or a monkey-tailed skink. I always just call them Carushas. This animal that you're looking at right now is 42 years old.
42?
Yeah, and she still looks great, and she's still breeding. And
I know some 42-year-old humans that don't look as good.
yeah, right. In here is another one of my favorite lizards. This is Crocodile amazonicus, or Crocodile tegu. They're from South America.
Not a lot of people know these exist.
Yeah, these are very interesting and charming lizards. These get pretty decent size. They can get about as big around as a plum. They're very, very aquatic. And these are very interesting and opportunistic. They'll eat absolutely anything. The ones from the upper Amazon are very different from the ones in the lower Amazon. The ones from the upper Amazon squeak at each other. These do not. The ones from the lower Amazon will also eat fruit and mushrooms. The Peruvian ones will not. The colors are different, the morphology is different, the reproductive biology is different. It's altogether a different lizard.
It's amazing how something so closely related is so different. All right, and then we move on to
what a lot of people refer to as the masterpiece of this exhibit.
Absolutely.
This is the setup for croc monitors, the Ranus salvadori. This cage is 2 stories, so it goes up 40 feet. And it's about 60 feet long.
And it goes on all the way down there. So
yeah, all the way to the end of the
this
building, and all
is one huge enclosure for these crocs.
Right.
And you also have sail fins in here, right?
Yeah, we have sail fins in here too. There's no problems between them. We've got, the cage is engineered with a lot of visual barriers. We have a waterfall for humidity. The waterfall itself also supplements the filter because, it's a wet-dry filter is, beneficial bacteria grow on a surface that's wet but not submerged. This is in essence a giant filter. We'll go up to that, up to the second floor.
Yeah, on the second floor we'll see more of this enclosure. All right, so this is the other side of that enclosure.
Yeah.
And right there we can see that big male sail fin. Look at that sail he has on his tail.
This is my favorite agama.
Oh, for
agamid.
sure. And I love how they have that golden flecks on their side.
Yeah, that's like what I refer to as subtle beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go up to the upper level now and then we'll go in here? That'd probably make more sense, right?
Let's do it. Let's go to the upper level.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to show everybody the scope of just how amazing
Right, but it's
this is.
It's a tease, you want to show a little leg.
Well, yeah, exactly. But keep your pants on though.
This is a Cuba exhibit. There is a female Cuban iguana there. She's going to come over here. She didn't come in the best of shape.
Yeah.
So she's recovering. See, there he goes. He's bopping now because she's getting the attention. We decided to pay a lot of attention to her, bringing her around.
Come on over here, buddy. You can get some attention. Come here, buddy. Come here. He's just going to sit there and bob his head.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they do.
Yep. I love the staircase that takes all of your visitors up to the second level. This is pretty epic. And then I love the way that you have this designed. So there's a staircase over here, a staircase over here. The fly rivers is a centerpiece. And it looks like you're walking into some mansion.
Yeah, we call this the Scarface cage.
The Scarface cage.
Because that's what remember his house in Scarface?
Yes,
with the
I
double
do.
stairs. Okay, so headed up here.
Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com.
This is how we service the...
Look at that.
Do you guys think they're going to get fed?
Yeah. And if you look right up there, natural skylight.
Yeah, that's UV translucent.
So the UV goes right through.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That is a big fly river turtle.
Yeah.
All right, and so over here, this is what you were talking about below.
The setup here is a lot of tropical turtle species, because of the intense amount of rain that goes on in the tropics. They like to get far from the water.
Right.
Or need to get far from the water to feel that their eggs are safe. This nesting area goes all the way to the back of the building.
Yeah, so you are perfectly set up to breed fly rivers here.
Yeah, and whatever else we end up putting in here.
Yeah.
This cage is like a bridge, so the turtles and lizards can get under this to maximize the space.
Look at that. So they can go all the way down there and lay their
all the way
eggs.
down here.
All right, and then this is the top of one of the canopies. This is the
this is the lace monitor.
The lace monitor. Oh yeah, there he is right there.
This is the female. It's breeding season for those, and they say that it's pretty important to pound the food to get them to ovulate.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the male all the way down there where we were just a couple minutes ago.
The design of this cage is to, there's places where she can go that he can't. So if because he's a good deal bigger than her.
Yeah.
We don't want her to get stressed out from, him being a little overzealous.
I say this in a lot of videos when I show off Belle's phase. This is a naturally occurring color phase of the lace monitor. And a lot of people think that this is a captive bred trait.
Right. No,
it's not.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, look at this. I mean, you can see the male all the way down there. And then she's sitting on this branch. And then it goes all the way up here where she can sit here. And then we've got heat and natural UV. These enclosures are incredible. This is the top of the enclosure that we saw earlier with the giant waterfall. And look who we have sitting out on those branches right there.
Okay, what's going on that's interesting here is we have 2.1 Salvadora in this cage. The female is to the left. And the male that she's hanging out with right now is not the male that she's been breeding with, which is a little interesting.
So she's hanging out with a male that she's not breeding with. This is like some cheap MTV kind of drama going on right now.
Exactly, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's the scientific term, is the cheap MTV drama. Yep. And then we come over here. I mean, just the scope of this entire enclosure is insane.
This is the male that she's been breeding with.
And this is the big male. Now, how long have you had these guys?
We've had these for a couple of years.
A couple of years now.
I mean, they've been out here for only since Labor Day.
Wow.
But his growth has taken off.
And in here, we've got one of the coolest animals in this entire zoo, in my opinion. And I bet everybody's gonna agree when they see what this is. Hello, sweetheart. That is a perentie. That is just amazing. And this guy is just a little juvenile. These guys get, what, 6, 7, 8 feet?
There's talk of, in the literature has talk about them being 8 feet, but, the average is about 4 feet.
And this guy came from where?
This came from the Dallas Zoo.
From the Dallas Zoo. And now, is he on permanent loan?
Yeah, but he's ours, but, there's some strings attached.
Sure.
We're not supposed to breed him.
Oh, gotcha. Man, you even have a perentie here, which is
I never thought I would be able to work with a perentie.
So fantastic.
Oh, this guy's displayed nicely for you.
Look at that beauty. This is one of those species, in all tree monitors really, that I really want to get into and start working with.
Right, well there's only 2 types of tree monitors, cool and cooler.
That's, I 100% agree.
And to me, this is the coolest. I mean, because their color is so breathtakingly beautiful.
Yeah, these are awesome.
But it's nice to see that people have learned how to take care of these now and breed them. I mean, you can't feed these too many mice. We give a lot of chicks and dubia because they get fatty liver disease if they get too many mice in the diet. What's fast becoming one of my favorite rattlesnakes.
That is a molossus.
Yeah, this phase is from West Texas. And
it's very light colored.
Yeah, it's very light and ash colored.
Right. So this is a black-tailed rattlesnake. This may be my favorite rattlesnake. It's a tie between this and a timber.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. So in this building here, this is where we have stuff that's generally from cooler spaces. These are boelen pythons.
Oh, of course they are.
This is 2 females. Unfortunately, we don't have a male for the time being, but we'll get our hands on one.
Manxian vipers. Maybe the coolest snake in this zoo.
Yes, I concur. These are very, very interesting snakes. These are, I'm almost certain it's a bird eater in the wild because, they have a huge caudal luring tail and, you're given the size of the snake and the size of the lure, that's not for a frog or a lizard. We feed them mostly birds here. We've seen some mating, but we have not had eggs yet. To me, this is the type of snake that needs to be set up in a terrarium. These guys like it very humid, as you can see by the cage. We've had them for several years.
Man, every single enclosure that you're showing us is something just cooler than the next thing. Right.
This is our Komodo dragon. This is Boomy. Boomy was a parthenogenic birth.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When he came from the San Antonio Zoo. He had been passed around to a number of zoos.
Can we go in?
Yeah, you can.
All right, so this is Ryu. She is one of the senior keepers here at Reptilandia. You are taking us in with the Komodo dragon because Quetzal is too afraid to do it. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let's just go with that. All right, but look at this. So I'm, as a lot of you know, 6.5 feet tall. Oh, he's coming right at us. But this is like the only door into this enclosure, so I'm gonna have to climb in there, which I can do. I can. Now, how friendly is he?
He's very friendly.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going in with the Komodo.
Hi, Boomy.
Yes.
Come here, sweetie.
All right, safe to come aboard?
Yes.
Hi, buddy. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
What a sweetheart.
yeah, he's a good boy.
You know, it's so funny because a lot of people think that because these are the world's biggest lizard, that they're
Yeah.
gonna be aggressive and assertive and mean. I have never met a mean Komodo in my life.
Yeah, they're pretty chill.
They are totally chill.
Yeah, apparently he was kind of a difficult, stubborn animal to work with
Yeah.
at the other zoos, but he's gotten really chilled out. It's just being patient with them and kind of letting them come to you first.
Right. This is just absolutely amazing. Now, how old is this guy?
He's 5. See, he's all chilled out.
Yeah. But look at these colors. This is what I love about Komodo dragons.
Yeah.
This like red color, all these little, like each individual scale has a different color. So amazing. So guys, if you live anywhere near Austin, Texas, it is well worth the drive over here. If you live in Massachusetts or Washington State or California, it is also worth the drive to come here to Texas, to Reptilandia. What Quetzal and Ari and everybody else has built here is absolutely incredible. When I was in Costa Rica and I saw the first Reptilandia, I thought that was incredible, but what they built here in Texas rivals that. Anyway, guys, Boomy here has his own TikTok, and what is his TikTok channel?
It's Boomy the Komodo Dragon.
So B-U-M-I, the Komodo Dragon on TikTok. Be sure to check that out. And guys, real quick, I just want to give a real quick shout out and a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter of this channel, I would sincerely appreciate it. That link is in the description below. And guys, as always, thanks for watching. And until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.